In the previous video, I explained how we create an image using a Dockerfile. Now we are going to build an image and run a container using Docker Compose. You might ask, why Docker Compose when we can do this just by using Dockerfile? I'll answer that clearly in the end of the video, but first let's see how to write Docker Compose. Before anything else, I already have my Dockerfile from the previous video, and this time I remove copy and cmd from it because we are going to control those steps from Docker Compose. I also add env python unbuffered equal to 1 so we can see real-time logs. And also, let me rename my Django project to core. I think this is better. Now let's create a docker-compose.yaml file. It starts with services, which defines our containers. Then app. It's just a service name. You can name whatever you want. And build dot. And let me tell you that build dot actually tells Docker to build the image using Dockerfile in the current directory. Now volumes. Let me change the directory name to ww in Dockerfile. So now I'm gonna write dot and here wwn. Dot means current folder on my local machine. And wwn is working directory inside the container. So now anything I change locally is instantly reflected inside the container. And this is perfect. The next one is port. Let's write 800. The left one is host port, right one is container port. Remember, host and container port is not always the same, but I'll talk about that in the separate video. And the next one is image, ww, and image sets the image name and tag like what we did in the previous video in the terminal. And the next one is container name. Remember, if you don't set this, Docker set a random name, which is annoying, for example, for checking logs or running commands. And finally, we define the same command we used before in Dockerfile. Python manage.py runserver and zeros and port. Now we can simply run. Let's write docker compose build to read Dockerfile and create the image. And here, and then docker compose up to run the image and create the container. And that's it. So now let's answer the question from the beginning of the video. Why Docker Compose? Dockerfile defines how an image is built. Docker Compose defines how containers are run together, for example, with volumes and ports. It also allows us to add supporting services our app needs, like PostgreSQL, Redis, Celery, or other databases and tools. So everything runs together easily. In the next video, I'll show you how to run essential project services alongside our Django app using Docker Compose.